What is up, guys? It is the Kenster, and we are back with another video in January of 2020. There is still plenty of time for you to start a podcast and get worldwide exposure on it, which is like the crazy thing of the internet, is that you could literally start a podcast and it could be worldwide and you could be famous within months. So that being said, we got to go. Let's sync that up. 3, 2... So we are going to hit the ground running with our first product, which is a Gator Frameworks adjustable microphone boom arm. Your boom arm will look like this, come with a series of nuts and bolts essentially that will keep your microphone in place. So to kind of give you the whole view, this is a 10-pound weight down here, which is kind of like your counterbalance or your balance and your stand. And then this is a 5-pound counterbalance weight, which will counteract the weight of your microphone. It'll also allow you to extend your microphone however far without your stand tipping over. Now, there are some downsides of having this one, but I'll tell you also some pluses in a minute, is that this stand, try and get it to where I can show you guys, is a rectangle. And so it is very difficult to place your microphone off balance with the rectangle. It's easily tippable, as you can kind of see in the video. And then if I try and tip it the other way. But in all honesty, out of all the people that complained about this, I have never had an issue with it wanting to tip over on me, because I just use common sense in saying that if it's meant to go this way, it'll go that way. So, that being said, one of the added bonuses of this stand itself is that it's extremely adjustable and it's super quiet too. You'll hear me, kind of like you can hear a little bit of stuff. But a lot of people are buying adjustable microphone boom arms, the ones with the springs. Kind of look like a lamp with the springs. That's what I always envision. And those things, they're great, but they're also super noisy. It's just not the greatest situation ever. One of the springs breaks, then you're just plumb out of luck. With this thing, I don't really have to worry about any of the parts breaking that aren't like extremely fixable. But what I love about this is you can see how far this adjusts from the base itself. And I could go even just a little bit further. Or if I were filming a short film, documentary series, whatever it may be, I could take the base off of it and use this essentially as a miniature boom arm, depending on whatever I'm filming and how close it is. But so that is why I would recommend this, in my full honest opinion, the Gator Frameworks adjustable microphone boom arm. And this is the Pro. This is like the bigger version that they have. They sell two of them. One's a lighter, one's a bigger. I said, screw it, let's get the bigger because bigger is better. The stand itself, though, does not come with this. This is called a shock mount. I'll get it to a point that you guys can see it. So in here, there's a little plate kind of thing. You can see me moving it. That is where your microphone will screw into. And so when your microphone screws into that, if anything bumps the stand, these rubber bands right here will collect the shock and make it so the microphone is not picking up a whole bunch of kind of noises from moving this around. Super handy. Definitely recommend. You'll get this, or you should get this when you buy a microphone, especially if you buy this one that I'm about to show you. This is the golden boy. So, the AKG P420 studio microphone. One of the things I'm going to tell you, so this is the third tier of their P series of microphones. And what I love about the AKG P420 is that one of the greatest features is I have the option of a polar pattern choice. So there are three options right here, and a polar pattern essentially is what part of the microphone is going to pick up sound. And so some microphones are able to pick up sound all around them. Some of them only do in the front, some of them do front and back. This one does all three. And I can choose that. Normally I keep it on the one that's in the front. However, if I literally have a roundtable discussion, I can put it on what's called omnidirectional polar pattern, and it literally takes sound from all around it. Super cool. On the back of the microphone, you have a 0 and negative 20 decibels switch. I would recommend to keep it on the 0, especially if you're going to follow the setup, which I have here. It's just when you put the negative 20, it's going to limit the amount of power sending out of the signal, and it's just kind of a hassle. I like to have it right at 0. And then you also have a low cut or just a regular sound. And I would more than recommend that you keep your microphone stored in the box that it comes. Not only does it look dope, but it also will keep that bad boy safe forever. hopefully at least. So then connected to the microphone is going to be an XLR cable. What an XLR cable is just a microphone cable. It will have, I'll give you this end first. This end will be the end that I plug into the audio box, which I'm about to show you. This end will plug right into the microphone. It's got 3 prongs, super recognizable. You don't need over 30 feet if you're just doing a podcast, because you're going to be in a smaller area anyway. You don't want to have your computer like super far away from you. Make sure that you also get one that has a low noise, like tolerance kind of thing like that. And that means the electronic noise that is going to go across this thing. There's a coating strong enough on the outside of the wire that's going to pick up a lot less of that noise, and so you're going to get a lot less staticky kind of stuff like that. The better the cord you buy, the better the cord you'll get kind of thing. Really stupid comment. Yeah. Anyway, next we have the PreSonus AudioBox USB 96. This is what's called an audio interface. So this is going to take that electrical noise from the microphone and convert it into something that the computer can read. And so this will be like your intermediate kind of middle guy, but it also allows you to have some adjusting and controlling over like your microphone. So we're going to start off with the 2 mic cables in the front. So you have 2 XLR cables, but you can also put in, if you're running an instrument, you can put in the 1/4-inch jacks in the middle of either of those. So you could have a microphone and a keyboard, or a microphone and a guitar, or 2 guitars, whatever you may like. And then you have your microphone 1 adjuster, microphone 2, your 48 volt like power to your microphone. Especially if you have a studio microphone, you'll need to turn on your 48 volt when you're ready to record, and that will supply power to the microphone. And then also over here we have our mixer between input and playback. I like to keep it around 50% because that way I'm not worried about catching, like, if you record something, you can put it all the way on input, and then if you want to listen back to it later, you can turn it all the way on playback, and then you're not going to get a noise from either one of those until you adjust it, but I like to keep it on 50. We also have our adjustable headphone jack, or headphone volume, and then a master volume. On the back, you can see we have our headphone jack, which is in a 1/4-inch jack style. And then we have, if we had 2 studio monitors, which are like the speakers that you'll put on either side, a lot of those are for professional audio technicians. That's the word. So you have a right and left for that. You also have 2 MIDI connections, an input and an output. And then you have your USB, which will connect to your laptop. And then that should come with a cable like this, which is your USB, which will go straight to your laptop, and then your square USB, which will go to the audio box itself. Now, arguably, one of the other most important parts is how you're going to hear yourself. Because you could have the best microphone in the world, but if you can't hear yourself to tell it how you need to adjust your noise or whatever, you're screwed. So, I introduced you to the K361 professional audio headphones. What I love about these is that they are super comfy. Like, I went through, and I mean, I spent probably like an hour or so maybe of just trying to find out what headphones were the best. And I was trying on different headphones, and these things stuck out like a sore thumb in a good way. So one of the features that I love about these is that they're not noise canceling, but they are in a sense. They're not technically noise canceling. They are active noise canceling, which listens to the outside and then plays the outside in a reverse frequency, which cancels out the 2 frequencies. Fun fact, you just learned what noise canceling was. But I also love them because you can hear people outside of you if you need to. It's also super cool because these are so comfy that I could honestly leave them on all day and totally forget they're there. Amazing headphones. With that comes this guy. So this is going to be your audio cable between your headphones and your audio box. Kind of give you an overview of what your audio cable looks like, because it's going to look a little bit different than a normal one. Your audio cable, your headphone will have a little white dot right there, trying to make sure you can see it, and then a little white dot on this super tiny guy, which is less than a 3.5 millimeter jack. I honestly, I don't know what size he is. It's super tiny. But you'll just want to line up the 2 white dots, and then you can push it in, twist it over, and that is going to lock your headphones in place. Super handy. That way you don't have to worry about just something like coming and ripping your headphones out. And then on your other end, you're going to have your normal 3.5 millimeter jack. What I love about this too is that if you get the K361 headphones by AKG, you get an addable 1/4-inch jack with that. And so that just screws on, and that's the other part I love about it, is it screws on so it's super sturdy. And then I can plug it into my audio box. But if I'm just going straight to my computer, I can just ditch this guy. and no worries. And then if you are recording a podcast and you have the PreSonus AudioBox 96, what you can do, since there's only one headphone export, is just pick up one of these little guys, about $6 or so, and this is an audio splitter, and it's going to plug into to the single port and essentially just take that noise and take it into 2 paths, which will help you out immensely if you have a guest. Now, what is going to connect to the audio box? None other than your computer. So I am running a Asus VivoBook 15.6 inch with 24 gigs of RAM and one internal SSD, one internal HDD. So what I love about this computer, though, is that it's big enough that I am able to see my whole screen, and you can see your whole screen on any screen essentially, but what I love about this is that it's super handy. It's big enough that I can see it from kind of a far ways away, but it also has enough RAM and enough power behind it that my audio interface is absolutely unharmed by me listening, recording, whatever it may be. You also want to make sure that you have your computer charger with you, because when you're recording, it can also kind of suck some battery life out, because those programs for digital creating, whether it's like Premiere Pro or Adobe Audition, no matter what it is going to suck your battery down like a vampire in Festival. And so anyway, you want to just make sure that you plug your computer in so there's no worries. And also, please make sure that you have a wireless mouse. If you don't, you are crazy, because working on a keypad is just non-conducive. And if you don't want to be frustrated, get a wireless mouse. Super simple, like $10. Okay, so what is on the computer itself? None other than Adobe Audition. So Adobe Audition is a digital audio workstation, or DAW. So it is going to take the input from the audio box and record that for me. Adobe Audition has multiple tracks though also, so it's super handy because I can have a track for just my voice. If I have a second person with me, I could put just their voice on it if they came from a different microphone. And then I can also have some tracks for my intro music, my outro music, and then any sound effects that I want to, and not run out of space. Super handy. Definitely, I would recommend giving that program a check out from the Adobe Creative Suite. That is honestly, like, if you're getting into the whole shebang, then you'll want to do that. If not, I think you might be able to get Adobe Audition just as a singular subscription. And so, absolutely would recommend 10 out of 10. I will have another video on how to run and record your sound in Adobe Audition and export it. And then we will finish out this 3-parter with how to upload your audio and be able to put that on a RSS feed platform and then get that out to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Overcast, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, wherever it may be. Get it wherever you can. So, thank you guys very much for tuning in. I'm going to do my best to drop the Amazon links to everything down below, so definitely give that a check out if you're interested in buying any of this stuff. If you have any questions, comment down below or DM me. Doesn't matter, and I will do my best to get to you at any time I can. For now, God bless. The Kenster is out. Peace. Also, a little side note is that 2020 is still in full effect. And so, that being said, I want you guys to be successful in your podcast or whatever media production that you do. And that is why I'm here too. So make sure you like, share, comment, whatever, subscribe, do whatever you want. This is your life and your choice. But if you want to see more videos and get them more often than notifications, that is the best way to do it. For now, peace.